I do want to say thank you for being here. We are joined by local elected officials and representatives of nonprofits who are committed to supporting refugees and immigration. Let me start by saying first and foremost, Albany County is a welcoming county, and everyone standing up here has been welcoming to refugees, immigrants coming here to make sure that they have a great place to come, to live, to get the quality services that they need, and to make sure that they're embedded into the community and everyone knows what's going on. So I have to thank Mayor Sheen for that and everyone else that's been involved with this. But I do want to say that the asylum seekers who have been transported here from New York City, they're individuals who are facing oppression, discrimination, and more in their home countries. I also understand that this isn't an issue created by New York City. We know that they are currently being overwhelmed with the number of migrants being sent their way in a short span of time. But ultimately, we need their contractor, .go, to seriously improve their operations and be a better partner to those in the community and the migrants. I'm guessing we all saw the New York Times article July 30th related to .go, and I found the reporting of it was extremely alarming. But what's said from the beginning back in May is that we need proper communications, coordinations from the leaders of these efforts. I just had the same conversation a little bit of a month ago with down in New York City with the mayor and the team and talked about coordination. We talked about really how can we work together and look at this and set the stage for not just New York State, but for the rest of the country to say this can be done. We can do this and respect the people that are here looking for a better quality of life and not treat them like they're not human beings. And that's sometimes what's happening. But .go has time and time again not worked with us on information. And the last time my office has really spoken to .go was June 22nd, which is alarming. And all I did with my order, and the same as Adam Bello, was just coordination. We just wanted to coordinate. We just want them to reach out, let us know who's coming, what languages they speak. Is there any children? Where are they in the process? And then, we have a lot of great nonprofits up here with us today, and they're going to be speaking too, that want to help, that want to roll up their sleeves, and then they can't get to the asylum seekers. They can't get past the security. They can't get in. Then we're also, they said everyone's being vaccinated, everything's up to par, this is where they're in paperwork, but they don't show us anything. But yet my health department has been reached out to provide vaccine for chickenpox and TB screening. So these are things, and there's no cases here, but these are the things that they want us to do. And it's like, wait, you're getting all this money, .go, and we're providing these services. We just want to be able to deliver the services and have the community-based organizations that are here in Albany County and Schenectady County that really make up this great capital district. Let them do their jobs and let us work with these people.
I really want to thank the county executive and his entire team for their efforts to get the cooperation and coordination that is just a baseline that we need in order for us to be able to ensure that individuals who are coming here are safe and have access to the services that they need in order to achieve what they're seeking to achieve, which is asylum in the greatest country in the world. And we are a welcoming city. We proudly welcome immigrants and have for centuries. And we know that this is a challenge for New York City. And that is why New York City, we would assume, contracted with .go in a contract worth hundreds of millions of dollars to be able to coordinate the efforts of ensuring that individuals coming to this country have housing, have food, are safe, and have access to the services that they need to manage their cases.
This does start at the federal level. I'm really proud to have circulated a letter at the end of May with the help of my colleague, help and support of my colleague, John McDonald. Within one day, we had 40 members signing a letter to the Biden administration asking for the two things you just heard about, and that is the work papers that we know these asylum seekers need, and then the federal aid. Right now, all the aid that is being given out. And again, as the mayor mentioned, we have not received any of it here in Albany. But the aid that has been given out has been on New York City's dime and on the state's dime. The state has put up over $1 billion for this. Again, we're still not seeing it here through the nonprofits that have the experience and want to work.
If I had to sum this up in one word, it's accountability. The accountability, though, falls in many different envelopes. Obviously, the city of New York needs to be held accountable for many aspects. To be clear, in the budget, $1 billion was allocated to New York City, no questions asked. We recognize that there was a crisis. Not one question was asked, $1 billion, and then subsequently another $500 million is being allocated throughout the state for a variety of different programs. But same token, at this stage, it's almost impossible to get an answer on how that money is being spent and where it is going. We are trying. We are working through our leadership in the Assembly. We've been sharing these messages with the governor's office. I know the governor's trying. Last week,
Yes.
the mayor,
Yes.
Pat, and I were together at an event at the Education Building. The governor was 15 minutes late. She walks in and goes, "I'm sorry, I was on the phone with the White House again." Just trying to get something from the federal government. And yes, accountability needs to start at the federal government.
You know, 2.5 weeks ago in Schenectady County, I had about 12 hours notice that a bus was coming. And so, we had known, we didn't put out an executive order saying that they were not welcome here or please don't send them here. We were just looking for communication. At the point when they did arrive, we got through the first 48 hours and things seemed to be okay. But little did we find out that there were people living in this hotel, that the night before, the owners of the hotel, under the direction of .go, knocked on everybody's doors and said, it's time to leave. These were some people that had lived there more than 28 days, more than 6 months, in fact. So in my space in Schenectady County, before the asylum seekers even got here, .go potentially was not acting in the best interest in directing this hotel to remove these people. We've called on Tish James, we've called for an investigation, because even before we get talking about the asylum seekers, Schenectady County residents' rights were infringed.
We had already been sounding the alarm that we knew that they were coming. And being the welcoming and sanctuary city that we are here in the Capital District, when the announcement of buses to come to the Capital District, we knew that the first place they were going to end up was going to be Albany. I want to share some data, because one of the things that we do at Capital District Latinos is that it's not just giving someone a bag of food or a bag of clothing. We welcome them with open arms. We see them and we welcome them like they're arriving to a safe haven.
For context, the Capital Region typically receives about 400 individuals a year through the refugee resettlement process. However, since Memorial Day weekend, we have received 836 asylum seekers bused here from New York City. RISE has played a key role in the emergency response effort to serve these newcomers who are arriving at a rapid pace not yet seen. Alongside a coalition of some amazing community-based agencies like Capital District Latinos, Albany Law School, the Columbia County Sanctuary Movement, who you'll hear from next, and many, many others, we are committed to this humanitarian effort despite limited resources.
It has been extremely difficult to witness the hardships asylum seekers are facing in our area, especially as an immigrant myself. Lack of food security, lack of employment, lack of medical services, lack of legal services, and the list, it goes on. With no resources from the state to date, our coalition has been working double time to provide support since the first group of asylum seekers were located to Albany around Memorial Day weekend.
I think that just really highlights the best of the Capital District. Everyone that's up here with me. And I want to say we can't get it done without the nonprofits, but I do want to recognize our two legislators that are here, Wanda Willingham and Carolyn McLaughlin. Thank you for being here. And also my immigration office that's behind me, which we opened up like 7 years ago before I even thought about having an immigration office. And not only do we represent Albany County, we represent 13 other counties going up to the Canadian border. So, it's been a great office intertwined and really helped us going forward. But I think if you take anything away from this press conference, everyone cares about these migrants and want to make sure they are welcomed in the community. But I think we need the communication, we need the funding, and the coordination so we can do our jobs. You see how passionate these nonprofits are. They want to do their job. They want to help these people.